Hi guys, we're back with episode 9. I can't believe we've done 9 episodes of the show.
Really?
Yeah, 9 episodes. Like,
wow.
This was just such a random idea, and then now we're up to 9 episodes.
That's crazy.
It's so fun.
And it's like, I feel like the conversation throughout the episodes, it's like we're not running out of ideas to talk about.
We can just talk shit. Like, sometimes when I don't really have an idea or a topic, I just feel like we could literally just have a conversation about our daily lives.
And it'll be interesting.
It would be so interesting. Yeah, speaking of, what's been going on? You went back to stripping?
Yes, I had my first night back last Thursday. I did my trial and I got the job.
Mm-hmm.
Slay.
Of course you would.
And it was so different dancing down the Gold Coast than it is to being in Brisbane.
Really?
Yeah, like
why?
I just feel like the maturity down the Gold Coast is there. Like
People are more mature here.
Yeah.
The strippers or the customers?
Both.
Wow.
Like, it's such a different environment. I went in there and I was like, okay, I kind of got a rundown from a few of the girls of like what to expect and stuff. And it was a really quiet night. Not really quiet, like I still made good money, but I made all my money dancing on stage.
Wow.
Which I love because I'm like, that's why I'm here. This is what I'm good at.
Wow, that's so crazy.
But just the atmosphere of the club, all of the girls seem and act like they're over like 21, 22.
Okay.
Whereas in Brisbane, I just feel like it's really like young. It's
Really?
a young crowd. Yeah.
Like 18-year-olds?
Lately. Like, I feel like after COVID, it just got like really young. But yeah, I loved it. I'm so glad that I'm back.
I'm so glad that you're back because I feel like you were like, you love this job. Like, you're literally so happy going to work. Like, seeing you get ready for work at the strip club is like seeing you at pre-drinks. Like, same level of fun. Like, you're so ready for the night.
No, I loved it. I was in my element. And
Did you drink?
I had like 3 drinks. I didn't feel the need to drink anymore.
Wow.
I was so proud of myself.
That is healing.
Yeah. And now I just feel like now that I've worked a night where I don't feel like I need to get drunk, now I can just do it. And just go.
So what do you, is it like a full-time thing? How does it work?
So they're only open Thursday to Sunday.
Okay.
Which works because my course is Monday to Friday. So I have to work 2 nights at least.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to work Fridays and Saturdays. I'm on holidays at the moment though. So I'll work Thursdays and Sundays while I'm on holidays just to reel that cash in.
Get that cash. And like we talked about last time, save it.
Yes.
Or do something smart with it.
Yes. But yeah, it was really, really good.
Oh my God, that's so cool. I feel like everything right now just feels like in both of our lives, and Jordan living her fucking best life. Like, if you guys follow her on Instagram, she's just like bopping around New York.
Living.
Every time I see something or she calls us and shows her where she is, I'm like, fuck you. I wanna
She
be
literally
there.
FaceTimed me the other day and she was just in the middle of Times Square. And I was like,
God.
fuck you. Like, I'm so jealous. I'm so happy for you.
Same.
But I'm living through you right now. Like,
she gets back soon-ish, I think, in like 3 weeks, maybe.
no, she's coming back earlier.
Is she?
Yes. They're coming back in like a week.
What?
Yeah, a week and a half.
Oh, I thought she was coming back for her nephew's birthday.
No, they changed her flight.
Oh my God.
So
okay, cool.
she's coming back early.
So she'll be back. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, sick.
And then
That's
I'm going to have to
fun.
move to the back seat.
I know, we need like the captain's chair Tesla that we can all sit in.
Oh my God, that'd be cool.
Oh my God, that's so exciting. Okay, well, we need to make plans for that.
Yeah.
Have like a welcoming party. I feel like every time I see her doing something so fun and I'm just like at work, I'm just like, fuck, I want that life. Like, I feel like we're really going through a thing at the moment where we're just like so not over our jobs. Me and Bianca both like our jobs, but we're so just like, I don't want to fucking live this life anymore.
Yeah.
I don't want to live a life where I'm like working for someone else, because we both have like standard full-time jobs, you would call them.
The norms.
The norms. The normal 9 to 5. And we both like our jobs, but I'm just like, why can't I just like travel and get paid and be rich and just not actually do anything?
It's coming.
It is coming.
It's coming. And it's going to be...
We're working towards it.
It's going to be amazing. And I feel like now that you guys are both living like a realistic life of like 9 to 5, when you get the life where you don't have to be working underneath anyone else, you won't take it for granted. Because
Yeah,
I feel like
true.
Sometimes when you don't like have a job, I mean when you have a job that you aren't working under anyone.
Yeah.
You just get used to that life. And you're like, oh my God, I can do anything, blah, blah, blah. And then you get really like just comfortable with that. But I feel like now that you guys have been working and under like a job that you enjoy but not a job that you love.
Yeah, it's like a love thing, yeah.
I feel like when you both get out of that, it's going to be like, this is why we just worked our asses off.
I know. That's what I want. I want to just like go for walks every day.
Yeah.
And just get coffee every day and literally just, I don't actually want to do anything. Someone said to me at work the other day, she was like, she was telling me that somebody retired that she knows. And I was like, I want to retire. And she goes, you're so young, you would be so bored. I was like,
no
why
way.
would I be bored? Why would I be bored if I retired? She was like, oh, well, you wouldn't really have a purpose. I'm like, I don't have a purpose in my job right now.
I feel like people associate retirement with boredom because when people retire, they're usually much older, so they can't go and do all of these crazy things. Literally. But if you got to retire at a young age, imagine.
Just like, travel, living life, touring the world.
Talk dirty to me.
Yeah, that's what I need in my life.
Honestly, so good.
So I got an email from a girl who would like some advice from the ex-best friends. And we basically just put it out saying like anything you guys want to email, just email. So a lot of it's random. A lot of the things people don't actually want read out. But I think we should do like a segment where people email and ask for advice on whatever.
That. Yeah. Oh my God, read it out. So, I haven't heard this yet, so I'm really excited.
Yeah. I think these will be fun to do, and we can just like continue it as a theme, and then that way you guys know that they will be read out, so you can keep them, anonymous when you write them.
Yeah.
Like, don't put anyone's names or anything in them. Okay. This is so cute. So she says, hey girls, huge fan of the pod. I'm so glad you guys are doing this because Zoe, I've been a fan for years.
Slay!
Love you. So I need some advice and I'm hoping you guys can help. Me and my girlfriend of 3 years are at a crossroads. As time goes on and things get more serious, we've been having conversations about rings, weddings, and babies. I want to have babies sometime in my life, definitely not right now, but that is something I would like to experience in my life. She feels differently and has zero desire to be a mum ever, no kind of way ever, point blank, no. And now I don't know what to do. I do not want to break up. In fact, I want to marry her and I know she feels the same. Any advice?
Oh, that's hard. That's a hard situation to be in, especially when you're confident in what you want.
Yeah.
And the other person is confident in what they want.
Yeah, but they don't match.
Honestly, I wouldn't say break up because you have no idea where time is going to take your mindset. And I feel like if she's like certain right now that she doesn't want to have a baby, it doesn't mean that it's never going to be different. Like it doesn't mean that she's never going to be like, oh my God, I want you to be the mother to my children.
But then what if she never changes her mind and then it's like 10 years down the track and then she's like, fuck. Like,
it's hard. That's
really so hard. Because like, yeah, I'm not saying break up either, but if you're with somebody who doesn't have the same like future path desire that you have, you've got to come to a decision at some point of like, okay, am I willing to compromise and not have kids because my partner doesn't want kids? Or are they willing to compromise and have kids because you want kids? Or do you go, we don't want the same thing?
That's a really hard situation.
Yeah,
because
really
one
tough.
of you is going to have to compromise, or your lives are just always going to feel like they're not connected properly.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's honestly all about like conversating about it.
Yeah, you just have to keep talking about it.
Jinx, babe.
You never know, you might talk about it and somebody could change their mind, or you might talk about it later down the track and sadly come to the decision where you go, we don't want the same things.
Yeah.
Which really sucks because I can't imagine like...
I don't know what I would do if I was in that situation.
Yeah.
Like, to be completely honest.
Yeah.
Because I want kids. Like, I know that I want kids. And if I found someone that I truly, truly, truly loved and wanted to be with for the rest of my life and they didn't want kids, for me personally, that would be a deal breaker.
Yeah, especially at the start if you found out early.
because it just, I know that that's what I want. Like, I know that that's something in my life that one day I'm going to have. But if you really, 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 really love that person and you see a future in every other aspect, you just need to keep talking about it. And not like a you need to change your mind and you need to have kids.
Just how you feel.
Just like maybe try and get an understanding of why she feels that way, why she doesn't want to have kids. Is there, you know, some sort of like trauma response, or is it, you know, a fear of bringing someone into the world? Maybe try and break down the reasoning as to why, and then you can kind of go from there, rather than just being like, she doesn't want kids, I want kids.
Yeah.
Figure out why.
Because it's like that, like, classic quote, like, what's meant to be will be.
Yeah.
And you will either stay with this person and continue your relationship and get married and just live happily ever after, or at some point you may come to a crossroads where one of you, if not both of you, come to the decision of, okay, we want a different future.
Yeah.
And it's not matching up.
Or get a dog.
Yeah.
No, I don't suggest getting an animal until you know that you are going to be together forever.
Yeah.
Wait for the ring and then get the dog. But it's all through communication. Like, the only way that you're going to figure it out, and there's no advice that I can give or you can give or Jordan could give that would make any difference in your relationship. It's all about like the perspective of the situation. We obviously don't know you guys as people, and I think you just have to really be optimistic about opening maybe the deeper parts of the conversation.
Yeah. Really just communication. I feel like we can't give a definitive answer of you should just stay together or you guys should just break up. Like, it's like, you know, deep down when you're a decision like that, especially in a relationship, you know deep down, like, okay, this is going to be a problem later, or it's not.
Yeah.
You'll know if you're going to stay together or not. I feel like, you know, you're just hoping for the best.
Which is scary to be in, because I feel like once you start opening up the black hole of what ifs, because it's never ending. And I feel like once you start opening it up, if you're not like transparent with the person that's how you're feeling, you fight that battle by yourself until you like disassociate yourself, because it's so overwhelming to like try and answer 100,000 different questions about if it's right, when it's going to be right, like about that person, about your relationship. Once you open that Pandora's box, is that what it's called?
Yeah.
It's never ending. So you need to just be really, 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 really transparent with yourself and with your lover.
Your partner, yeah.
Because otherwise your brain is just going to do crazy shit and take it.
You're going to stress about it for ages, yeah.
Yeah.
So also you got to think about what you truly want to. Like, I feel like when you get into a relationship, you are thinking for someone else and you're making compromises for someone else because you've joined a life.
Yeah.
But you really learn from, this is a little bit separate from this, but you really learn from breakups how important it is to actually focus on the things that you want.
100%.
Like, you really, after a breakup, go, oh my God, I can't believe I let this happen or this happen or this happen, because...
Preach, sister!
Because you realize, oh my God, I was like suppressing my wants and needs for this other person or for the relationship.
Yeah.
And you don't want to get to that point.
And you don't even realize that until you're out.
Yeah.
Like, you really don't, like, you can't see clearly the compromises that you're making for your true form and the things that you want. Like, for example, like the life that I'm living right now, even though our breakup was not that long ago, I feel so at peace with the decision that I made to leave, because there's so many things that I'm doing right now, and just normal things like coming down here and filming a podcast, going and working during the day, like going and seeing my friends on the weekend, that I know for a fact that if I was still in a relationship, I probably wouldn't have done them.
Really?
Just because I am the sort of person in a relationship where I'm like, well, if it's going to make them even slightly uncomfortable or upset, I'll just say no, because it's easier. But now I'm doing all these fucking crazy things, and I'm like, this is what I love doing. Like, why did I sacrifice my wants and needs
you can't
for
do that,
someone else?
That it's like the craziest realization after breakups that you have, where you're like, I cannot believe I was suppressing that part of myself.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like a really big one for me that I learned after a breakup was that I'm a very like social person. Like if I meet people, I feel like I can connect and become friends with any type of person, right? But I had previously been with someone who's not like that. Like they're like a bit shy or insecure or whatever. And it made me like dim myself. Like I started being like, okay, well, I won't go, you know, at an event or whatever. I won't go and talk to lots of people because they're not comfortable doing that. So I'll just, you know, make sure my partner's okay, which is fine to do. Like, you know, you've got to take care of another person's feelings as well. But I didn't realize until after the breakup that I was like really suppressing me, like who I was as a person. Like whether it was just like a sober event making friends or whether it was like me wanting to just like get lit and go wild and have fun. I wasn't being me at all because I was always worried like, oh, what's my partner doing? Are they going to be annoyed that I'm going off and talking to lots of people? Like, are they going to be like thinking that I'm flirting with other people or whatever? I just felt like I really suppressed who I was. And it's not till after you break up that you're just like, oh my God, like.
Suppression turns into depression.
Yeah,
So,
it does.
like for real.
It does.
If you keep suppressing the things that you want and desire in your life, even if they're small things, like socializing and being a social person, or if they're big things like, you know, if I'm like, oh, I really want to go travel and my partner's like, I don't want to travel, like, and being like, okay, like I just won't then.
Yeah.
Like now being single, it's crazy. It's crazy to think that like your life is completely like you do whatever you want, and when you're with someone and you suppress those things, how much you're missing out on.
Yeah.
You don't want to miss out.
And you hate to see it as well, like when you see other people doing that.
Yeah.
Like when you got a friend in a relationship and you're just looking at them like they are not themselves anymore. Especially if you knew them before the relationship and then you see them in the relationship and you're like, oh no, they're not themselves anymore.
And losing your spark sucks, especially when you know that it's gone. Like losing all your desires and things like that. It really like once you can look at it from an outer point, it's so sad. Like I'm so sad that I let myself just like deflate.
Yeah.
And like when you watch people around you do that, it's really sad to watch because you're just like, oh, you have so much potential to just like,
especially when people give up like their hobbies.
Yeah.
Or like their dreams, you know?
Yeah.
Like you might know someone who, you know, really wants to be a dancer or really wants to be a YouTuber, and then like it might end up with someone who isn't like that, and then they just kind of stop doing it. Like I couldn't imagine being with someone who, like Bianca did not do any social media when I met her at all. Like she had like 5 Instagram photos when we met because she simply just did not.
Oh my God, she did. I literally remember her
She
account.
literally had no photos to the point that I thought she was a fake person. And
because she's hot too.
Yeah, so I was
Catfish.
like, why would this person only have 5 photos? It's gotta be a fake. And she didn't, like, she was not interested in like doing YouTube or anything. Even now, you guys probably notice, like, I'm the one who makes TikToks of her. Like, she doesn't care. She's fine to be in them. She just doesn't think to, like, she would never just pick up a camera and, like, start making content. She's just, like, not interested in that. But I couldn't imagine if she was, like, you know, not wanting me to do that. Like, that would be so painful to be with somebody who's just, like, anti what you want to do. Like, she supports me in every single way. She loves it. Like, she literally, anything I ever post, she'll always come home and be like, oh my God, I love your TikTok. She'll like hype me up, but she would never do it. Like she would never just make a TikTok or something.
Which is crazy because I feel like B could
I know.
be such like a personality on social media.
I tell her this
because
all
when
the
I
time.
watch your vlogs, she's so funny.
I know. Unintentionally. I said to her all the time, I'm like, I was like, your character, like when I watch our old videos, is literally just like you barely give a fuck about the fact that we're vlogging. And it's just so funny.
She just says whatever's like, she's really witty. I think that's why I love her so much because we are both really witty like that. When I first met her and she would just say stuff, I'm like, oh, she's another one.
She's so chaotic. And like, I feel like she sometimes will be filming and her mind will just like go elsewhere and she'll just like start like we're literally in the middle of a conversation like to the viewers and then she'll like start talking about something private to me and she'll be like, oh, okay, don't put this in. And I'm like, we're literally filming right now. Like, I can edit that out, but like, why are you thinking about that right now?
She's so funny.
So funny. We got to get her on the podcast, actually.
Yes. Does she not want to do it? Or does she?
She's just never, you know what I mean? Like, she's just like, yeah, okay. Like,
Yeah.
I have no idea.
But I'm so glad that she like still lets it be like more your thing.
Yeah.
Like,
I
she's
think
happy
she
to
loves
participate, but she loves it. Like, it's your thing because she'll support you and she'll
Definitely.
like, she'll be the character in the vlog. That
She honestly is like us three, me, you, and Jordan. She's literally like our biggest fan. Like, every time I've put a podcast up, she's like, oh my God, it's up. Okay, yep. Sits down on the couch, watches the whole thing, or she'll listen to it in the car. She's listened to all of ours in the car, and she's like, she'll talk about it ages afterwards. Oh my God, when Emily said this is so funny. Like, she's literally the biggest fan. It's so good.
People are loving the podcast.
I know. And it's so fun. Like, what a weird fucking time in the world we live in where we can literally just talk shit with our friends about topics that interest us and other people enjoy it.
Yeah. That's
Like,
crazy.
We get so much positive messages from people saying how much they love this. Like, emails, Instagram messages, people on TikTok now. Jordan's doing so well with the TikTok.
I feel like podcasts are like literally it's like a new phase of social media.
It is.
Because there's so many podcasts out there, and there's a podcast for anyone.
For everything, yeah.
Like, there's girls who talk shit, there's guys who say really gross things.
Yep.
There's really funny like people out there who like, it's like more of like a comedy sort of
There's
thing.
like informative ones.
Yeah, there's really educational podcasts. Like, it's really, you can learn anything. If you're like, I need advice on anything, look the advice up with podcast next to it.
You'll get something. And the thing I love about it is it's so real. Like, it's real people. It's like unedited.
Yeah.
Uninterrupted. Like, yeah, I cut some things out sometimes because
sometimes
we say names or like something like that. I'm like, oh, we're gonna cut that out, but
so we don't get sued.
yeah. But I just like that it's just so raw and real, and it's not like fake. I feel like social media for a while there, like the core chunk of when social media like made people like famous and stuff, it was so fake.
You know what I think? I think it was Instagram.
Yeah.
I think Instagram
100%
was the biggest, like, you could be anyone on Instagram. Like, you could portray any sort of person, and half the people that were big on Instagram, they don't even look like that.
Literally.
Or
they start making YouTube videos or TikToks and their personality is like the worst, and you're like, awesome, you're a pretty face. Like, I'm happy for you. Wish I looked like you. But it's just so funny when like all those like really fucking hot influencer girls go and then like try to be a YouTuber because that's like the trend, and they don't have a thing, you know? They're not like, I mean, some of them do, but you know what I'm talking about. Like, they're not funny, or they're not like, they don't really have like a personality on camera.
And like big influencers on Instagram are usually big because they're sponsored by people, and so they're pushing products, and then they start making TikToks and YouTube and stuff, and where's the products gone, babe?
Yeah.
All of those vitamins and creams,
and people aren't dumb anymore. Like, people pick up on it. Like, I don't ever watch a review video of a product unless it's like so raw and real. Like, whether it's someone being like, I'm not sponsored, I've used this for months, and then they tell you a story about how it affected them. But I cannot deal with like, you know, you follow a girl on Instagram and then she randomly posts about like a makeup or something that, you know, she's just been sent for free. We all know how it works now.
Yeah.
She's been sent for free for the post. And like, I get them too. I'm not putting that down at all. Like, companies have sent me things, but I would never accept or post something that I didn't actually like.
Yeah.
I would test it first and try it. But people see it now. Like, everyone sees through the bullshit now of sponsored posts. Like, they know when an influencer is paid.
And it's so obvious. It's just like, babe, like, I don't know. I just think like believing in products and pushing them is a great thing, because getting word out, especially like small business products, for sure. Like, that's the power that social media has for small businesses is so
amazing.
crazy.
Yeah.
And it's like, such an advantage for people who are like struggling out there. Like if you've got a good like social media marketing team, or you know, you are in contact with the right people to be able to push a product as a small business owner, boom, your sales, like it takes one person to post something and you'll be sold out.
Yeah.
But I just feel like the big brands who like push sponsored ads, like why do you need to do that? I don't know. Maybe I'm just being catty because I'm not an influencer.
But also though, it's about what you can, when you can see that it's fake.
Yeah.
Like I'm not putting down that at all. Like, I mean, that's the goal, right? I would fucking love to be paid to be promoting brands that I love. But
Absolutely.
we're just talking about like where Instagram started as like the really kind of like fake social media platform. And then came the pushing of the products through social media, and that was really fake. But now people have figured it out. Like people aren't dumb anymore. We've got TikTok now. Like, you know, Twitter's a bit different too because it's just like words, I guess. YouTube's different because it's a bit more real. And then podcast is completely unedited. So
I think Instagram really like just dragged social media like to a pit of it was all about money. Like money. And I saw this thing the other day. I was on TikTok. Funny enough. I was on TikTok.
We love social media, don't get us wrong.
I think someone was talking about how like Instagram has just like deflated and TikTok's just become like this big thing because you can just scroll and find anything, anyone, like, and TikTok is such a positive, as much as there's a lot of drama and stuff on TikTok if you go diving, like,
but that's just a reflection of the world. There's negative shit in the world all the time.
It's just such a positive app, and whoever created TikTok,
thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
And not to get into like the politics of it because of what's happening with TikTok right now, like they're threatening to ban it for whatever reason. And I do not watch the news. Like that is like a rule in my life. The news is banned. I have no radio stations. I will never have the news on TV ever. So I don't know what's going on in that world of it. I've just heard people say that TikTok is getting banned for whatever reason, which is pretty sad because I do think that TikTok is more of a free speech platform. Like you can kind of say and
no
talk
wonder
about,
they want to get rid of it.
Yeah, that's literally why. Probably you can say whatever you want, but Instagram is a lot more filtered. Like we saw it during the pandemic. You can't say or talk about certain things without your shit being blocked. Whereas TikTok's not really like that, and that's what I love about it, because even the stuff that is outrageous and probably shouldn't be online, especially in front of children, like we now get to decide how we want to react to that information. Like information can be dangerous, but I don't know, I guess kids probably shouldn't have that stuff in front of them.
I feel like if anything, I think TikTok should have a setting where you, like, when you upload your content, you can say like only show people over 18 or not. I think that would be like
that's what YouTube has.
So like it does protect, because everyone always says, oh, TikTok's a kids app. It was. It really was. Like before COVID, TikTok was all about, you know, the Charlie dances and like, you know, just kids learning dances.
But don't you think that, because I never, still to this day, have ever seen Charlie D'Amelio or Addison Rae videos. They've never shown up in my feed. So maybe that's just a different algorithm world.
Yeah, because so when I first started TikTok, and I'm a dancer, so I love learning TikTok dances. So once you start looking at dances and you start liking them, then heaps of dancers come through.
Yeah.
But I've also like gone looking for their stuff as well. But yeah, I think Instagram, if anyone wants to sponsor you on Instagram, I will not say no. but I think Instagram is just, they're trying to do things to try and get it back, like the blue tick thing.
But how is that getting it back though? That's just trying to get the money.
They just made $660 million or $1 billion. I don't know which one. Don't quote me.
Off that tick.
Off the tick. It's $14.99.
Isn't that in America though? It's just $24.99 in Australia, I think.
Yeah, and 44 million people bought one. Or something. You know what? Don't quote me on the numbers.
These are just numbers we're throwing out.
It's just Instagram trying to make money.
Yeah, because you used to be able to buy it on like the black market. Like you could spend thousands of dollars and buy followers and buy the tick.
Yeah.
So I follow this girl on YouTube. It's a family who I followed for years. Like, I'm just obsessed with them. And she never got a blue tick on Instagram, even though she has like hundreds of thousands of followers, and she has more than her husband, but her husband got verified like years ago. And it was just like a funny joke that they had where she was always like, oh, I guess I'm not good enough or whatever. And it was just an ongoing thing. And then recently she bought the tick, and she's been really open about it. And she said, like, I bought the tick because of the features that come with it, and it just made me feel good because, you know, this is what I've always wanted, which fair enough, whatever. If you want to buy it, that's up to you. But I looked up what you get for it, right? So you get a verified badge. So you get the blue tick, you get
you become a somebody.
the social, like, whatever you want to call it, status. You get access to account support for most common issues. This is on Instagram's website. This tells you what you get. So access to account support for most common issues.
So that would be like if you breach the guidelines, you can...
Through account support. Yeah, I guess so, yeah.
But
like,
why doesn't everyone get that?
Yeah. Shouldn't us, by signing up and using your app that you're making millions off, Meta, shouldn't we get account support regardless? Why do I need to pay for that? You know what I mean?
Honestly.
And then you've got active impersonation monitoring for accounts. If someone makes a fake account of you...
Oh, I need to get that.
It's like they have active monitoring for accounts. But it's like, that's literally fraud. Like, shouldn't a company already be giving us that for free?
Yeah.
Like, oh, you know, we're going to help you stop other people faking your name and your photo and stealing your data and using it.
Yeah.
Like, shouldn't you already be doing that for me? Why do I have to pay for that? And then you've got, this is my favorite, exclusive stickers in your Instagram story.
Watch out. $14.99 for some fresh stickers.
Like,
who even uses stickers?
I don't know. Like, is that a GIF? Because I don't use them. I just use emojis. I would not pay money for stickers. And I think that's all you get. Like, oh, wait, no, sorry. There is one more. More visibility. So
for verified subscribers. So blue ticks can see blue ticks more.
And probably in general, like, they'll push your photos and stuff to more people. So it's almost like free promotion. Because, you know, sometimes you post a photo and you get, like, no likes. And you're like,
what the hell?
Did anyone even see this? Like, This is a great photo. Why is no one liking it? But then other times you'll post it and you know it got pushed to, like, a bunch of accounts. I guess maybe if you pay for the blue tick, they'll, like, push your content more. So it's just like paying for promotion.
Oh, it's just a bunch of bullocks.
Yeah, it's just paying for fame.
I mean,
which it's just...
Watch me in 6 months have a blue tick.
We get the blue tick right after this podcast.
Oh my God.
I don't know. I just don't think that it's... I personally don't think that those things are worth it to me on social media. I don't...
Maybe on TikTok. I'd probably pay for a tick on TikTok because I feel like TikTok is... For my avenue, like with dancing and stuff like that, if I can get my videos out there to more people, good morning, Tesla. If I can get my videos out to more people, then I can potentially make more money because more people come to my classes, which I could do on Instagram, but I just feel like TikTok is just fucking better.
But Instagram, if you haven't paid for it and you're trying to promote your business, I feel like they actually hide your shit.
Yeah.
If you're trying to make money from them without promoting.
My dance account is shadow banned. Like my teaching account.
Really?
You have to type in the full username for it to come up anywhere.
See what I mean? Like, it's like if you want to make money on their platform, they're like, you got to pay for it.
Hand it over. And
I've even noticed on TikTok, actually, if I ever post like a sponsored video, which so far the only 2 I've ever done are like promoting clothes that I wore anyway and liked, and then the brand sent me stuff, so I made videos for them. They hardly get seen. But then I'll post like a silly video that's like pretty niche because it's just to like of me and Bianca like being silly, and it's got like 50,000 views in like less than a day. And I'm like, how did that many people see that but no one saw the one where I tagged a brand in it? So I almost feel like the social media platforms like hide it a bit because they're like, you didn't pay for promotion for that one, so I'm not going to show too many people.
It's just crazy how it works, honestly. Like, I have so many people that message me about my classes like I'll post something about my class, be like pop-up class. I'll put it on my story like once, twice a week. I'll post it on the thing, and then I'll have people message me, be like, I didn't even know you were doing a class, and I'm like, how?
Yeah, you're the perfect audience. Why is Instagram not showing you?
Yeah, like you should be. It's because I'm making money and they're not.
Yeah. Oh my God, what about Facebook Marketplace? That is popping.
I love
at all times.
Facebook Marketplace.
Facebook Marketplace, like, remember when that wasn't a thing and Facebook was kind of dying? I didn't have Facebook for years, like literally years. I still have an account that I don't know the password to that was like my high school one. And then I just like made a random one recently to sell something on Facebook Marketplace. So I'm back on it. But now I'm obsessed with Facebook Marketplace. It's like its own social media platform. I just like scroll through shit, like see what people are selling. I'm like, I could sell that.
What's the coolest thing that you reckon you've either seen or bought?
I haven't bought these, but I've seen. I actually did a video on YouTube. I like tried a new thing once where I was like, I'm going to do like sit down reaction videos. And the first one that I did was where I like reacted to weird things that I found on Facebook Marketplace. And it was just like this guy selling pigeons. No, sorry, he was giving them away for free. It was like free pigeons. But like in the photos, they literally were just like wild pigeons. They're just like pigeons he took a photo of on his roof. And he's like, you can come get them. You have to get them down. They're free. And I was like, you can't give away wildlife. Like, imagine.
I mean, you probably could.
It's how random is that though? It was so fucking weird. So sometimes I just go on Facebook Marketplace and I just look at, if you go to the free section and just see what people in your area are giving away, oh my God, there is some weird stuff on there. Like people give away like, oh, found a half bottle of shampoo that I don't want to throw out and waste. Does anybody need it? And I'm like, good on you for being environmentally friendly, but like I'm not coming to your house to pick that up.
Yeah. I think the funniest thing that I've ever like looked at on Marketplace is people selling mirrors.
Yes.
Because they try and like take the photo. They like try to get their body out.
It's so funny. That's I love those.
I think the coolest thing that I ever bought on Marketplace was so I was really, really fucked up, like really drunk, and it was like probably like 9 a.m. in the morning, and we just had this sudden urge, like 5-6 of us, to play SingStar.
Oh my God.
So we
I feel that urge.
Literally found my friend's old PlayStation, plugged it in, and we're like, fuck, we really just want to play SingStar. We went on Marketplace and we bought a SingStar set at 9 in the morning, and we all rocked up there, fucked up in the morning, bought this SingStar set, went home and like played karaoke for like 6 hours.
Fuck yeah.
And it was just, it wasn't probably like the coolest purchase, but for me, that was just so fun.
That is so fun though. Like Facebook Marketplace, you can literally find anything. Like anything. You can buy pets on there. You can buy, there's like free stuff. There's people giving away furniture. Like people have make that a whole business where they like buy furniture and do it up and resell it.
Yeah, a girl that I used to like hang out with, her sister used to do it, and she'd buy couches and then she'd take all the material off, or she'd even just give it a good clean and then sell it for like double, triple the amount that she paid for it. And she's like constantly profiting off it just for people's like laziness.
Yeah. That's really smart. Maybe
that's so something you would do.
So I love the thought of that. Like that life for me of like buying furniture and redoing it and like just imagining myself like sanding it and painting it and like redoing it and looking at it and going, look guys, look what I made. But like I have discovered that that's more like a version of myself that I wish that I was, like one of those dads who could do that shit, but I can't actually.
Yeah.
Like we've tried. Me and Bianca bought this like from a thrift store. We bought this random little like seat, like cushion chair. And we just ripped the material off, and then we went to like a craft store and bought more material to fit over it. And I don't know how they do it. Like how the fuck do they make the corners not like just folded over? I don't know how, I just don't know how to do it. I gave up. I was like, fuck this is not me.
Yeah. I mean, I probably would buy like 4 couches and then I'd just use them.
Have them there. Literally.
I would be halfway through fixing it and be like, oh,
I'm over this.
You know what? Yeah, it was a nice thought. I'm a hyperfixator. That's what I do.
Yes.
I love thinking that I'm going to be something, do something,
100%.
Create like this journey in my life. And then I do it once. I do it with the gym all the time.
wish I
it's
did that
even
with
more
the gym.
embarrassing because I would post it on social media and I'll be like, holding myself accountable.
Yes.
And then I never go back.
Same.
And
I
it's
do that every time.
embarrassing.
I take a photo like the first time I go to the gym, like me in the mirror, like posing in like all my fucking gym outfit that I just went and wasted a heap of money on. And then I literally never go back.
Oh, how expensive are fucking gym clothes?
It's a waste.
$100 for a crop top.
I know. It's such a
Like,
waste of money.
Says who?
You don't need that. We can exercise in what we're wearing right now.
Literally.
I'm not going to.
I mean, I
but
am
I
wearing
can.
exercise clothes. I literally am wearing a sports bra. But I didn't pay $100 for it.
No. What are you hyper fixating on at the moment? Is there something?
I do it with food a lot.
I
always hyperfixate food.
Me too.
So at the moment, my hyperfixation is like no sugar anything,
Okay.
even if it tastes like shit.
Yeah.
So like I don't eat a lot of like sugary foods. I'm a very savory person. But my hyperfixation, I feel like lately everyone's been asking me, do you want a cookie? Do you want chocolate? Do you want this? Do you want that?
Really?
And I'm like, no, I'm not eating sugar. But I'm not like cutting sugar out from my diet. But I used to date this girl that literally would hyperfixate on the same food for weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks, and we would just eat that for dinner every night. Would order
Oh, like
food.
a meal.
Yeah, like burritos or something. Like it'd be like something like that, where we would just eat that for ages. I think the last time I did it with sushi.
Yeah,
I'd go to the
I've had
same
sushi
sushi place with the same sushi.
Yeah.
And now I'm at a point where I'm like, I can't eat it because I just hyperfixate on it until I
do
turn
that with
into
food
it.
too. I'm doing that with donuts at the moment. I'm just fucking obsessed with donuts. Like donut time. We've gone there so many times recently. And there's like this vegan donut place inside some of the shopping centres. And every time we go there, I'm like, we need to buy a whole box. Like, I can't just buy one. I have to buy a whole box because I know throughout the week I'm going to be obsessed and I'm going to want them.
That's crazy. I just can't feel like that for sweet food. I'm like, I would love to. Like the other day, I just wanted to buy a tub of Ben & Jerry's ice cream
Oh my God,
and eat it. But I know that I'd buy it and be like, why did I just spend $18 on a fucking tub of ice cream that I'm going to have one spoonful from?
It is
and
expensive.
say, that's it. I'm done.
I'm done.
And then it's just free for all in my freezer.
And there's like all these half-eaten tubs.
Oh,
I am actually hyper-fixating recently on, so like we're deciding over the next like year to 2 years where we want to live. Like, do we want to buy a house in Australia? Do we want to buy a house in the US? Like it's like something that they don't tell you about being an international U-Haul lesbian, that you will literally be like torn between worlds constantly.
Yeah.
Because it's literally the other side of the world. So we're like, you know, we want to live with both of our families and spend time with both of our friend groups. But we've been here 3 years, so now we're like, should we go back to America, right? And right now I'm obsessed with looking up in America, like how big of a house you can get for cheap in different states.
So cheap. I went through a stage like this,
It is nuts.
Like, there, especially in places like, I haven't obviously done a lot of research in a lot of places there, but like the houses you can get in like Texas for like $120,000, and they're like these massive,
giant.
And everyone that you talk to is like, you don't want to live there, you don't want to live there. And I'm like, yeah, I do.
No, I do.
Maybe I can drive out of the area, but imagine living in a house like that for $120,000.
I know.
Sign me the fuck up.
We found one the other night that was like $165,000 for like a 5-bedroom mansion in Texas. And it's like, you pulled up in the driveway and it had one of those massive like fountains. And I'm just like, what the hell? Like, how can you get a house that fucking big for that cheap?
Yeah.
That makes no sense to me.
You couldn't even get a shit box here.
No, you couldn't even get an apartment on the Gold Coast for that. Not even close. For 165, like US Australian is different, but like you would literally have to live in a trailer park.
You'd pretty much
in
pay
Australia.
that much in rent for 6 months here at the moment.
Pretty much. It's actually crazy. But then you look at places like California. So we were looking at like houses in Beverly Hills and stuff, and it's like starts at $3 million. Like, you cannot get houses in the hundreds of thousands that are anywhere near LA. Like, they're so freaking far away from LA. But then there's places like, just like we were looking at like random places like Arizona, like there's really rich parts of Arizona, but then there's some places where you just get like these huge mansions in the desert for like $200,000. And we're
It's
looking
just
at them, we're like, we
crazy.
could live there. That'd be really nice. What the hell? I wouldn't know anyone or have any friends around.
But you're not going to know anyone anywhere.
No.
So you may as well live in a house that you feel really comfortable in.
Yeah.
I think the only thing like that you'd want to like look up is maybe like the politics in that area.
Yeah, we probably actually wouldn't be able to live in the South.
Yeah.
I don't think we could live in Texas because we wouldn't really be able to like hold hands in public.
And that sucks.
Yeah, that'd be a bit scary. Maybe like California. I would still live in Chicago because that's where we like were. But it's just, I'm just obsessed with looking it up. Like I literally will be watching TV and I get my laptop out while I'm watching TV and I'm just like on like a random US real estate website, just looking at these mansions you can get, like Las Vegas, because no one wants to live like out in the desert of Vegas. You can literally get like gigantic houses for $100,000, $200,000.
That's crazy.
It's just unheard of here.
Anywhere here. Like it used to be like major cities. It was like maybe $1 million.
Yeah.
And now it's anywhere.
Everywhere.
Like, anywhere is so expensive. And I don't have that money. So like what am I meant to do? You tell me.
What are we supposed to do?
First home owner bullshit. That's what they don't give you shit.
No. How annoying is it like not being like a child of nepotism?
Oh my god.
Like nepo babies annoy the shit out
they
of
don't
me.
even know as well.
But how annoying that we don't have like, why? How come when people pass away in my family, they didn't leave like fucking huge inheritance for me to find?
Like have to do Outer Banks and go
Yeah,
find treasure.
it's unfair. I want it to be left an inheritance of some kind.
Yeah. Oh, I was watching on TikTok the other day these videos of that show Super Sweet 16.
Oh yeah.
These children have no idea how lucky they are.
No idea.
There's an episode with Tiana Taylor, the
Really?
singer. She was on it because she's a Nepo baby.
Really?
Yeah.
Who's her parents? What do they do?
Don't ask me because I don't know. But that's the first time I'd ever seen what a Nepo baby was.
Interesting.
And her 16th, she had like rappers there. Like, but the way that she was walking around was like, I need this, blah, blah, blah. Like spending thousands of dollars on an outfit at 15 years old. And I didn't even I listened to her music. I'm like, oh my God, she's so chill. And then I watched this and she was such a brat.
Wow. I know it's been spoken about before a million times and it's not like current news, but you know that video of Bella Hadid talking about like how she didn't get designer clothes until she was like 16?
Yeah.
And at the end of the video she's like, oh, I can't believe I made it out alive.
Yeah.
I watched that the other day on TikTok for the first time all the way through, like the whole clip of it, and I was just like, she has to be taking the piss, like she has to be joking.
Yeah.
Like she says something like, oh, I only got my first pair of Louboutins when I was like 16, and I was like, I've still never got one. I've still never had a pair of them.
Yeah.
Like, what do you mean? If someone gave me one of those when I was 16, I wouldn't even know what they were.
Literally.
I'd literally been like, these are ugly. Why are they red on the bottom? Like, I don't want these.
Kendall Jenner did an interview for one of the Kardashian, like where they all sit down with someone, and she was like, yeah, you know what? I being in the model world isn't that hard because I went to places and I would take my last name off my call card and use just my first name. It doesn't matter if you take your fucking name off your card, babe. Everyone knows you're a Kardashian.
You walk in the room, even if you say, hi, my name's Claire Smith. We're like, that's Kendall Jenner.
Yeah.
Like, got the
joke.
job.
Yeah.
Like, straight away. And then in the video, how she's like, I went to places in the middle of nowhere.
You went to Paris and London and New York, like the 3
fashion capitals of the world. Pretty sure they know who you are there. Pretty sure.
Before you even, it's honestly.
It's so cringy.
People born into money they act like they're not.
You know what would be really, like a really fun series, but you would how would you even get them to be able to do it? Imagine like having a nepotism baby have to like have a conversation with just like someone like us
Logan
about
girls.
money. Yeah. And just talk about your life and like explain to them like, yeah, no, like I remember times where like my parents would fight because like they couldn't afford the electricity bill.
Yeah. Like,
what about
imagine
you?
not experiencing
yeah.
that.
And
like,
they're just like, oh, like what? Yep. Oh, you have electricity bills? Like they wouldn't even know what that is.
If you're born into money, be grateful.
If you've been born into money, right?
Why are we complaining about money both the last 2 episodes?
I know.
Because money rules the world.
So if you've been born into money, or you like have money, like please email me and just like tell me a story. Have you seen those things on TikTok where people would say like, just tell me a story about like when you realized that you had money? Because
oh my God, yes.
I remember when I got to the point, I don't know how old I was like in my teens probably. Actually, I think it was when I was buying a car. And I remember being like, oh, like my parents aren't going to just buy me a car. Like I thought that I would just like turn 17 and get my license, and then my parents would be like, all right, let's go car shopping. But they were just like, get a job.
And you kind of have to, all right, I got to work for myself now, babes. And you always have like the back of your mind, like, oh my God, maybe they're going to surprise me.
Yeah.
No, we lived in Logan.
Literally, they're not bringing you a car home. They can barely afford their own cars.
Yeah. It's
so weird. We're just like, I don't know how this got to us talking about like growing up broke. But here we are. Here we are in my Tesla.
Grown up. Not broke.
No, we're not broke. But I definitely did not grow up as a Nepo baby.
Oh, that would just be the dream.
I want to make my kids Nepo babies.
Yes. Let's get really fucking famous and then maybe...
Fine, we'll buy the blue tick.
You convinced us, Instagram. Those stickers are going to get us money so that our kids never have to struggle.
So that our kids can be Nepo babies, we're buying the verified tick.
That's why people are doing it.
It's worth it.
It makes sense.
It's worth it. You got to do it for the fam.
Catch us on blue tick for a week.